Hey guys, it's Mackenzie, your mommy's media medium, back at you with a bonus episode. Whoop whoop. I'm a little too excited right now for somebody who is dead tired, but I'm trying to give you my all for this final and last maybe episode until the end of the summer. Hey guys. I know I told you last episode, episode 28, that was going to be my last episode until the end of the summer, but I figured, you know what? I'll give you a bonus episode because it's not like I don't have 5 million other things that I should be doing at this point other than recording a podcast, right? So I figured I'm going to do just like a little small episode. I told you in the middle of last episode that I was like, maybe I'll do a quick blip on the show that I love so much that just came back last week. So I'm just going to do that, give you a little update on what happened between the last episode and this episode, and end it off with a have you heard, because this have you heard is like, I can't even. I literally can't even. I can't with this. So anyway, let's get to it because I'm doing a quick episode. Famous last words, right? And let's get it started. So first off, I want to basically follow up on my digging holes when I was picking bones left and right last week. I was mad that women's pajama pants don't have pockets. I was mad that my orthodontist hadn't gotten in my Invisalign, and guess what? I still haven't gotten my Invisalign. And if you haven't noticed, there is a absence of a lisp. Maybe you haven't noticed. Maybe, again, that lisp thing is in my brain and you actually can't hear it, but I'm pretty sure you can hear it because I can hear it. But yeah, I don't have my retainer in right now because I got a call on Friday from the orthodontist office saying that, the orthodontist had spoken to the people at Invisalign and that they can't get in the retainers any quicker than they're supposed to be coming in. Remember, he told me that it's supposed to be around June 14th, and I'm hoping that's still the case. But anyway, she said that the orthodontist called them. They said that they can't get it in any sooner than what it is. So the orthodontist is like, yeah, go ahead and just keep that retainer. Keep the same retainer that you've had in for the last 5 weeks, starting 6 weeks tomorrow, and then keep them for another 4 weeks that you're going to be out of town. You already know that I'm not happy about that. You already know that I'm like fuming. Those eggs that I was talking about, I want to like now get rotten hot dogs and propel them with the eggs at the same time. But anyway, I'm calming down. I'm woosawing it out. So I told her, I'm like, hey, this retainer that I have, it's already getting like holes. It's wearing down. They really are. I'm not really exaggerating on this, guys. Like there's certain parts of the retainer that you can see that the plastic is starting to kind of peel. It's not like dramatic, but I can only imagine with another 5 weeks of wearing it, what it's going to look like. And on one of the parts underneath my tooth, there's starting to get a slight erosion where a hole is getting through there. And I only know this because when I go to drink water with it, all of a sudden my teeth are flooded with cold water. And it's not because it's going up through the top, it's going underneath in that little hole. So I'm not happy about that. But anyway, she was like, just keep it. And I said, are you sure? Because like for real, like I'm getting a hole, it's peeling. So she's like, okay, the doctor is here today. Maybe I can fit you in. Sure, fit me in so she can see how bad this is. And maybe she'll just let me take home my retainers from last time, which is all I wanted to do. I just want to take home my other retainers and then you guys can start the whole Invisalign process all over again. But I'm guessing that she's trying to save Invisalign money and the company money. I can only assume that it costs them to do re-imprints. I can't imagine that it would be free, but at the same time, given the fact that sometimes things need to be adjusted, I don't see why it wouldn't be a part of the cost. But again, I don't work at the orthodontist, so who knows. But so she set me up with an appointment and I'm like, fine, cool. I get to see this lady and she can see how bad this is and maybe she'll feel bad for me and give me my other box. I get a call 20 minutes later from the front office again, and the doctor says, at this point, don't worry about wearing the retainer all the time. You can just wear them at night, and in the daytime, you don't have to worry about wearing them if they're starting to fall apart and you're worried about them being able to last for the next 5 weeks. So I'm like, chill, okay. So this makes me a little bit happier. Now I'm not wanting to throw rotten hot dogs and eggs, maybe just regular eggs. I won't go all the way to the rotten portion of it, just the regular, no, I won't say regular because, it still costs money. So I would have to have some eggs that were slightly bad. Maybe they're just a little bit past the expiration point, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm going to pelt them at the office. But anyway, I'm like, okay, chill. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise. I get to go on vacation. I get to eat food and not have to worry about taking out the retainer, putting it in the case, washing the thing, washing my teeth every time I want to eat something, especially with going out to eat and being at the amusement park. Having that little 2 hour window in a day is really kind of crappy when you think about it. So I'm like, okay, maybe it is a blessing in disguise that I won't have these stupid retainers in when they're supposed to be in. So chill. At lunchtime, I took them out at about 12 and proceeded to have my day the way I normally would without actually putting the retainer back in after I ate. Later that evening at about 11, I decided, okay, I guess it's about that time where I should floss and brush my teeth and put my retainers back on for the evening. Like I said, I took them out at 12 and now it's 11. So you have a good 11-hour window from when I took them out and now. And holy hell, it hurt so bad. It hurt so bad to put that retainer on my bottom teeth. My top teeth, it wasn't so bad. Like I literally like clicked it and you can feel like there was a slight shift, but it wasn't tight and crazy. The bottom teeth, where my teeth were all gnarly to begin with, it hurts so badly, so badly. So it's like at this point, I think that I can't go a whole day. Not with the Invisalign retainers the way that they are. I mean, it's like a really snug fit. I don't think I can go all day with the retainers at my mouth the way she's saying that I should. If I took those Bias off at 8 in the morning when I first get up and brush my teeth and then waited till 8 in the evening to put them back in, I would be in so much pain for the next like 3 or 4 hours until my teeth readjusted, which is so crazy to me that your teeth shift that quickly. The muscle memory in my gums is like, it's on it. It doesn't have mommy brain. It doesn't have fatigue. It's like, nah, girl, I've been working out and we're going to move this right back to where it was. Apparently my mouth wants to be gnarly all the time, which is why? Why mouth? Why? But yeah, so right now I decided what I'm going to do is in the daytime until hopefully, I don't know, I get a resolution, that I will take them out when I drink my coffee, have them sit in the baking soda soak, which is what they're doing right now because, like I said, they're getting that tingy kind of yellowish color to them. They're a little bit better because they're able to soak in the baking soda for 3 to 4 to 5 hours sometimes than they were last week. So that's a little bit better, but I'm only going to leave them to have about 6 hours in between and then I'm going to pop them back in. And that's where I am at this point. They've been out since about 9 o'clock. And I think I'm going to be in Hurt City because we are going on 5 hours at this point. So I need to hurry up and wrap this up so I can go floss my teeth and brush my teeth and put my retainers back on for the evening before I go to spin class tonight. But yeah, I don't know. They're telling me like the way she was making it sound was that now the retainers won't be on the 14th. They won't even be in before I leave, which before he said they'd be in on the 14th. I leave on the 16th. So I don't know who's lying to me or who's telling me the truth or what's going on, but something is amiss. But I've decided that I'm also going to be a little sneaky. I am a little bit devious when I want to be. On Friday, this coming Friday, which is the 15th, I'm going to go ahead and saunter into the orthodontist's office and be like, hey, I need to pick up some extra rubber bands because I do. My rubber band stash, by the time I'm done with this trip, will be completely emptied out. So I figured I would have already gone to them to get a refill of rubber bands, but because I don't have my retainers, obviously, I have to go in and get a refill on rubber bands. So I'm just going to conveniently wait until the day after they're supposed to get the Invisalign in, and also a day that she's conveniently also supposed to be in the office to say, hey, I need some rubber bands to get me through the next 4 weeks. Oh, and by the by, would you happen to have my Invisalign retainers that he said would come in on the 14th? And cross your fingers for me, by the time you actually hear this, whether it happened or not will have already transpired. But regardless, I need your futuristic good vibes that I'm passing off into the universe that your present self should hear in the future, but you're pushing it to the past like an X-Men type futures past type thing. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? You probably don't get what I'm saying. I don't even get what I'm saying. But regardless, cross your fingers for me that I actually walk up in there on Friday being a sneaky little girl the way I'm trying to be, and that they have my retainers, and that I'm able to be miserable basically during my vacation by having to actually time out my food again, and instead of walking around with this whack ass retainer for the next 4 more weeks. That's 10 weeks, guys. 10 weeks. So by the time I get back into town, that will have set me back about 11 weeks worth of time when it comes to Invisalign. So where I thought I was going to be done in August, where I thought I was like, okay, even with them giving me new retainers, that I would be pushed back to like September, October. Now we're looking into the holiday season. So I guess I'm going into Thanksgiving and Christmas with these dang retainers in my mouth again, which I'm not happy about. But she did say that it was going to take 12 to 18 months, give or take, if she had to tweak something and get new retainers and all that kind of junk. So she covered her bases. She's actually right on target. You know, before we were ahead of schedule, and now we're right on target where we should be, which doesn't make me happy, especially having known that I could have been done in August. Anyway, and then my second update on my other bone that I was picking had to do with the t-shirts that I ordered for my Disney trip. I told you that they messed up my order, and I don't even think they originally sent out the order because it never came, and then they were trying to send me other colors and all that rigmarole. So I received my shirts yesterday. I was so happy to look on the doorstep and see a package. Now, I checked on Saturday because I didn't get it on Saturday, and I'm like, this thing is coming from Illinois. They sent me a confirmation on Monday. Illinois is not that far away. Like, in the time that it took to get from their post office to my post office, I could have driven to Illinois, picked it up, and then driven back and still had time to spare. But whatever. So I looked on Saturday because I was like, this thing is lost again. Or they didn't send it and they have my money, which, again, don't play with me because I will block it through my bank, okay? I do not have a problem calling the bank and blocking it. But anyway, I look and it says that it's going to be delivered by Monday. And I'm like, yay, extra happy. I'm going to get my shirts. And then yesterday I pulled up after going to Target with my son because he has a crazy, it's not a cold, it's a cough that is brought on by postnasal drip, that is brought on by this wacky, crazy weather we've been having. If you've been in the Maryland, DC, Virginia area, you know we've gone from hot, cold, rainy, hot, cold, rainy, and just like back and forth. And it's like, I guess, sending everybody's immune systems into a crazy wackazoid place because every parent right now, when I go to the store, is in the same aisle. They're in the allergy, runny nose, cough, congestion, all there's parents just milling around getting stuff for kids. So it's like it's affecting everybody. It's that time of year. So we went there to pick up some medicine because he was hacking up a lung and it was getting on my nerves. And I'm like, okay, we need to get this corrected before we get on a plane because I do not want to be cooped up with you on a plane for like 5.5 hours with that cough. Not because I'm afraid that you're passing germs, but literally because I don't want to sit next to somebody who's going to be coughing every second for 5 hours. I can't deal with it. I'm already like wanting to like lock him into a room yesterday because he just kept coughing and coughing and coughing. And I think it's not even like he has that much chest congestion. I think he has a tickle because once I give him medicine, he's coughing, coughing, coughing. But if he falls asleep, he only wakes up a couple times through the night with a raging cough and then he goes right back to sleep. So it's only when he's awake and conscious of it that he's coughing. So I think he just has a little bit of a tickle, but you know, regardless, neither here nor there. I show up to my house after going to the store and it's on the porch and I'm like, yay! I open it up. I look at Chicky's shirt. It's beautiful. It's this lime green. It's so bright and vibrant, just like he is. My purple is right on point. The size look like it's going to fit fantastically. And then I look at my husband's and I'm like, okay, black, center black, no big deal. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but these shirts have our names on them. Everybody has a cute little nickname on their shirts. And this is for the entire family. Nobody in the family has their correct name on these shirts. Mine says Bud because Bud is a family nickname that I've had since, I guess, I'm a little bit older than my son, probably since I was like 6 or so. And it's from the Cosby Show, if you're wanting to know. But my entire family calls me Bud. For a short while, my nephew, who is now 16, was calling me Cookie when he was an infant. And then because my niece calls me Bud, she's grown up her entire life calling me Bud. And my sister calls me Bud, and everybody else calls me Bud. He eventually started calling me Bud as well. And Cookie went right out the window. And I thought Cookie was so much cuter than Bud. But I'm okay. I can own it. You know, Bud is not very feminine, but at the same time, it's like, I could say it's like a rosebud, right? And I have a rosebud that's on my wrist, so it kind of goes hand in hand, right? So mine says Bud, and I'm like, okay, and it's a great looking purple. And then I look at my husband's name, and it says C4. Now, I'll tell you the reason why this is incorrect. My husband is Charles III. My son is Charles IV. So Chicky, Charles, has Chicky on his name, and then underneath his name he has C4, because Charles doesn't really have a nickname other than Charles, but Charles doesn't really, that's what I call him. Charles really doesn't, I don't know, look right when you're actually writing it down. And I don't think anybody would get what I was saying by putting Cheryl's on it. And the only other nickname that I call him is Girl. And I know he didn't want to walk around with a shirt that says Girl as the name. So I'm like, we can do C3 and C4. Not a big deal, right? Unless the people that you're working with are obviously idiots and don't know how to do anything right. And they put C4 on one shirt and C4 on the other shirt. Guys, when I tell you, like, flames came out of my head when I saw this. I am so beside myself. I'm so upset. I just don't even know what to do with these people, because obviously they're idiots. I don't know what other way to say it. I don't like to call people dumb. I don't like to call people stupid, but these people are stupid, dumb idiots. I looked back to make sure I didn't make a mistake. That was the first thing I did. I was like, maybe I put C4 and C4 and because I'm trying to rush and I just want everything to get done. But no, both correspondence that I sent to them explaining the name said C3 for the adult size large black shirt. And the second one said the exact same thing. So no, it is on their end. And of course I send them a nice little message saying that, hey, the adult large shirt is supposed to have C3, not C4. What can be done to fix this? And surprise, surprise, I have not received anything from them. And at this point, if it took something from Monday to get to me, there is no way, with it being Tuesday, that I'm going to get that shirt in LA by Monday when we go to the park. And I am just... So rotten eggs, rotten hot dogs, and I'm going to take my dog's poo. I'm going to go through my entire backyard, get my dog's poo, and fling it all together. I'm going to blend it. I'm going to blend it all together and then fling it at whatever business that this... They probably don't even have a business. They're probably doing it in their spare bedroom at their mother's house because they're stupid, dumb idiots who don't have any real thought process in their mind. I'm sorry, guys. That was me being really mean. I took my Hun pill today. PMS is about to hit, and they are doing it at the wrong time to get me upset. So I am either going to, because of this, if they do not get back to me, get with my bank and see if my bank is able to deny a portion of the charge. I don't think that they can. Now, I don't want to be a complete B and deny the whole charge. But I could do it if I really wanted to and say, you know what, I keep contacting these people. They keep messing up my order, so I don't want them to have the money at all. Or B, I can contact the Better Business Bureau, which is like so old school. I don't think anybody under the age of like 25 even knows what the Better Business Bureau is. And I don't even know if it would affect a business that sells on eBay. But if that's what I have to do to kind of tarnish their name, that's what I'll do. Because at this point, it's like, dude, I gave you my 40 some odd dollars and you can't do a simple task. And even when I message you, you can't even message me back. I'm so angry. And I'm trying, that sounded really sad as I'm so angry, but I'm trying not to yell because I don't want to yell in your ear. But I'm so mad about it. So mad. I'm going to turn into the Hulk. I'm green now. So yeah, again, I hope your present self, even though you're hearing this in the future, thinks about my past self, and that you can cross your fingers for me that these people actually get their act together, redo my shirt, and send it expedited shipping with the goodness of their own heart. Which people are crappy, so they're not going to. But if they should want to be out of the goodness of their heart, expedite ship it to my family friend's house in Los Angeles, and it's there by Saturday so that Charles can wear his shirt. If not, I'll just have to block out the C and do it old school and try to get some iron on number or something and call it a day. But I'm just really, really upset that a simple task has taken these people almost a month to do. Like, how do you even have a business if you can't read exactly what the person's writing out when they're giving you exact details on what you're supposed to do? Woosad again. And anyway, so that was a recap on what's been going on with my bone picking. And again, we still don't have a resolution for the pants not having a pocket, but I don't know who I can message or tweet to update that barbaric system of women not having pockets on their pajama pants. I just don't get it. So my other topic that I wanted to talk about today is going to be under my Ooh Girl section. And I told you about this last podcast that Younger returned last Tuesday. And I am so happy because it's such a great show. It's a phenomenal show. If you are not watching this show, you need to immediately. It's a great, great program. Younger is on TV Land, which TV Land I feel like has a lot of great shows, but I just don't have enough time to watch all the shows that are being featured on TV Land, which, I don't have a lot of time to watch any TV shows as it stands, but for some odd reason, Younger caught my eye, and I can't remember why or how it got thrown into the mix of TV shows that I was watching, but it did, and I was like, immediately brought into the storyline. So basically, like I said, season 5 of Younger premiered on June 5th, last Tuesday. Each season features basically 12 episodes, which the first episode premiered March of 2015. So it's only been on for 3 years, but it is in its 5th season. And like I said, because of the 12 episode thing, you can kind of come back whenever you want. And the way I've seen Younger come in, they did 12 episodes from March of 2015, and then they stopped. And then about 6 months later, they did another 12 episodes. So that's basically how they're doing it. They don't do it like the traditional that I've told you about. Of course, you might already know this, but somebody like my husband, I try to explain this, he doesn't get it. Traditional episodes are usually 22 episodes, and they run roughly from August to about May or June, and then you take the little summer hiatus. With them doing the 12 episodes, like I said, they can kind of come in whenever they want, and Younger has been doing it in about like 6 month spurts, which I really dig, because you kind of get those 12 episodes and you're distraught that you only have that 12, but you don't have to wait a full year to get more episodes, unlike Orange is the New Black. You know what I mean? Like Orange is the New Black only has 12 episodes, but then you got to wait a whole another flipping year after you binged it until you drop, and now you're stuck for a whole nother year before you get any new episodes, which always sucks. But anyway, like I said, it premiered on June 5th. It got renewed for its 6th season, like literally 5 seconds after the season premiere, because there's so much buzz on Twitter. They are heavy on Twitter, and I love it. So they already know, based on like their Twitter stuff, how much of an audience that they have. So the premise of the show is as follows. If you've never heard of Younger, like I said, I hope it's something that you're watching, but if it isn't something you're watching, you need to watch it. The premise is basically a 40-year-old divorcee who has a 16-year-old daughter who's going abroad to India. And her husband, her recently divorced husband, has left her in debt. He has a gambling debt, so not only are they broke, but they've lost their house as well. So she has to go back to work. Now, that's where I'm kind of like wonky. It's like, your daughter is 16 and you're still a stay-at-home mom? At that point, you could have gone back already. Like, I feel, and I could be wrong, everybody has their thing on how they want to do it. But I feel like once your kid gets to like school age, not, like with my son, where he's like preschool, but when he's like in first grade on up and he's at school all day, at that point I feel like you can go get a part-time job. You don't have to stay at home all day. What are you doing? Like making lunches and dinner? I guess that's, what traditional housewives did, but I feel like in this day and age, there's no reason why you can't go back to work. And you also always want a nest egg. You know what I mean? As a female, I've been taught this by many, many women who, are happily married, but always say you need to have a little bit of backup for yourself because you just never know if something's going to happen. Everybody wants to stay married. Everybody wants to not get divorced. But on the off chance that that happens, you need to have a backup system for yourself. You can't always rely on somebody else to foot the bill, unlike Kamora Lee. And I just threw Kamora Lee under the bus, didn't I? But she knows she could have done some kind of work after her and Russell Simmons broke up. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I just kind of found that, like, okay, your daughter is 16 and you didn't feel the need to go back to work after she started going to school. But whatever. So she's a 40-year-old. Her daughter goes to India to study abroad. Her husband left her in debt, and now she has to get a job to support herself and her daughter. So she tries to go back to what she was doing before she got pregnant with her daughter right after college and go into publishing, which she finds to be hard at her age. Nobody wants to hire somebody in their 40s who haven't worked in 16 years. Again, this is what I'm saying. Like, why are you taking that much time off? Anyway, because she's lost her house, she has to go room with one of her friends that she's grown up with basically her entire life. It's her friend for over 20 years. She lives basically in the city as opposed to where Liza, the main character, lived in New Jersey. And they go out one night and there's a guy who's 26 who mistakes her for a person of his age. He thinks that she's his age and starts hitting on her. And that gives her friend the idea that, hey, if you're getting turned down for being 40, how about we do a makeover on you to make you look more younger? Because obviously this guy is trying to hit on you as if you're 26. So if he can be fooled, then what's stopping anybody else from being fooled? So they give her a makeover and she goes and applies for a job and immediately gets a job as a 26-year-old Liza as opposed to a 40-year-old Liza. And of course, hilarity ensues because now she's dating the 26-year-old, but she also has a slight, affection for her older boss who's her age. And now she's having to live this double life. And it is hilarious. I love the premise. And I think one of the main reasons why it pulled me in, other than it being just kind of silly, the characters are pretty funny. Sutton Foster, who plays Liza, plays it so dead on. Like her awkwardness and facial expressions that she does with her face are priceless. It's great. It's TV gold. It's kind of reminiscent of the whole Lucille Ball, women can be funny and they can do it with silly faces as well. I think one of the things that also drew me in was the fact that Liza is 40 and she pretends that she's 26. There's a 14-year age difference. When the show premiered, it premiered in March of 2015. I just turned 33 at that point. So basically, I was in between the 26-year-old Liza and the 40-year-old Liza, like right in the middle. And I got so many of the different nuances that she was trying to convey as being both the 26-year-old and trying to be hip and trendy, but also being a 40-year-old and not knowing exactly what a meme is and going onto Twitter and not knowing that you needed to do a hashtag. All that kind of stuff was just so funny to me because I was like, yeah, I'm not 40, but there's certain things that I'm just like with the younger generations, the real millennials, because I'm apparently a millennial, but I'm on that upper cusp. Like I'm the cutoff for a millennial. So I'm the older spectrum of millennials. But to see the stuff that millennials are doing and you're like, why are you doing it that way? Why are you doing it this way? But then I also saw it from the 26-year-old perspective where I knew what a meme was. I have an affinity for social media and taking selfies and all that kind of stuff. So it's like I was caught right in the middle and I could see both ends of it. And I thought, wow, this is perfect because it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do, which is kind of bringing in that core demographic for one show. Your core demographic is that 18 to 40 demographic, and they got it because it's right there. So the show, like I said, features Sutton Foster. It also has Hilary Duff. Nico Tortorella, who is so hot. He's so dreamy. He's so dreamy. You have Miriam Shore, Debbie Mazar, which I've seen Debbie Mazar in movies from the early 90s until now, and Debbie Mazar looks exactly the flippin' same. It's so creepy. You also have Peter Herman, who is, and why do I know this, who is Mariska Hargitay's husband. I love Mariska, of course, my Law and Order, even though I haven't watched it in like 5 years. But I love Mariska Hargitay, so of course I know that Peter Herman's her husband. But it has a great cast. It's really a good eclectic cast of people ranging from 20-year-olds to 40-year-olds. And it kind of shows you that class system that we put each other in based on age. You have older people who are like, oh, well, you're young, you don't understand. And there's young people who are like, well, you're old and you don't understand. And to be caught in the middle of that, you see Liza trying to figure it all out and, you know, going through growing pains all over again as a 26-year-old, being undermined by an older person, but then also having to live out her 40-year-old self and look down on these 26-year-olds and try to figure out why they're doing what they're doing. So it's a great show. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. Again, it's on TV Land. It airs on Tuesdays. Seasons 1 through 4 should be online, I guess. I remember it used to be on Hulu. But just like I said a couple podcasts ago, everybody's trying to get their own little streaming services. So maybe TV Land has a streaming service. I don't think they have an app, but maybe you can go online and stream it as well. Or you can even probably go on Netflix and check it out. Let's see. Let's see if Netflix has it. Yeah. Netflix streaming does not have younger. So I don't know how you're going to be able to watch this. Let's see if Hulu has it. And Hulu does have it. You have a winner. Ding, ding, ding. So you can go onto Hulu and watch seasons 1 through 4 and then catch up on TV Land in its current season. Episode 2 airs tonight of season 5. Catch it. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. And to end today's podcast, I've already talked way too much. I told you famous last words, but I'm still under an hour. So we're doing it, girls. We're doing it. And boys, if there's a boy listening to me, there could be a boy listening to me, right? Yeah. So, in my have you heard that Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson are engaged? I'm speechless. I don't even have a what to throw it at you. They are engaged? What is going on with the world? Is the axis tilted upside down? It's not tilted upside down, but it's obviously in a whirl. Because Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson are in a whirlwind romance. So anyway, this news broke yesterday, literally in the afternoon, that I don't even know how people even got the news, but news broke yesterday of the engagement on June 11th. Everybody is just dumbfounded because it's like, literally, the news just broke that you guys started dating. I just talked about it, 2 podcasts ago in episode 26? So literally 3 weeks have passed and they're engaged. So I went online and Vulture has a play-by-play of their relationship because, of course, why not? Everybody wants to understand, like, seriously, how long have they been dating? And guess what? I'm going to give you the play-by-play too because I want to know how long this has been going on. So we have May 12th. Ariana Grande attends the Saturday Night Live after party and is later photographed with a cell phone case that looks just like the one that SNL player Pete Davis has. Get used to seeing that cloud shape. Wink, wink. May 14th. Grande posts an Instagram photo using a little cloud emoji. Arianators, which I guess is what they call her fans, Arianators, her fans, are immediately on high alert because the singer used to constantly post clouds in 2014. Dun dun dun. May 16th. Pete Davidson spills on Complex's open late night show that he and his longtime girlfriend, Cassie David, comedian and daughter of Larry David, have split. They're apparently on good terms. Just 13 days before, she posted a photo calling him her BFF. Oh, sweeter, more innocent times. May 17th, the comedian posts a photo of his left hand covering his face. Now featured on his middle finger is a familiar little cloud outline, but this is a guy who also has a Hillary Clinton and a dire wolf from Game of Thrones tattooed on his body. The cloud can mean anything, right? No. May 18th, Bossip catches on and reports that Pete and Ariana are seeing each other. The SNL and Ariana Grande fandoms collide. It's at this point that Pete and Ariana start liking more and more of each other's photos on Instagram. May 20th, the Billboard Music Awards happen. Pete is caught on video by a fan hanging out with Ariana and her team, including Big Brother Frankie Grande. Then, thanks to Getty Photos, fans discover a matching cloud tattoo on Ariana's finger. More and more news outlets come out with their relationship. For the next couple days, things are quiet, and by quiet, I mean the two of them post like and comment on each other's Instagrams constantly. And I've been following this. I've been looking at both of their Instagrams, and it's been flooded with pictures of Ariana, videos of Ariana on his side and on her side, pictures of Pete, Pete doing something funny, Pete commenting on her thing. I mean, it's been crazy. May 23rd, Ariana Grande sets the record straight for a fan who wants to blame her for Mac Miller's recent DUI. Her heartfelt post doesn't confirm or deny her relationship with Pete, but it does send a powerful message about blaming women for their ex's actions. And of course, this is when I caught wind and told you about it in episode 26. May 24th, in a similar vein, Pete posts a long iPhone note on his Instagram story discussing his mental health. And he has bipolar disorder and depression. I know for sure the depression is brought on by the fact that his father was one of the first responders at 9/11. So he had to deal with that at a very young age, his father passing away in a very violent manner. But at the same time, being a hero, in that same vein, you are still a child growing up without a father. So I know he has depression over that. Bipolar disorder, I haven't heard from him, but he says that he has BPD. So I can only assume it is brought on also by growing up with the torment and stuff like that over his father's death. But anyway, May 30th, and what seems to be their official announcement, Pete posts a photo of the two of them in full-on Hogwarts attire. Ari is a Slytherin and Pete's a Gryffindor, as if you couldn't already guess. He captions it, "The Chamber of Secrets is open," perhaps both a reference to the magical world and the fact that their relationship is outed. Ariana comments, "You're trying to slither in?" I could totally hang out with Ariana if that's how she talks. So she says, "You trying to slither in?" which is the first of many disgustingly cute comments from the two of them. June 2nd, Pete's tattoo artist reveals two new tattoos. One of them is Grande's iconic bunny ear mask from the album Dangerous Woman, and the other is simply AG on his thumb. Seems he thought the clouds were too subtle. Now, I remember last week Joanna sending me the text message showing the picture of the ears and the thumb tattoo, and I was like, dang, that dude is sprung. And like I said, he was like, "Cassie, get the hell out of here, get the hell out of here." He is all about Ariana and is not afraid to show it. June 3rd, Ariana's Wango Tango set, where she debuted her new song The Light Is Coming, is apparently so good, Pete goes into a rant on his Instagram story. June 7th, the pop singer posts her new boyfriend in a video where Pete defends his Harry Potter knowledge. At this point, it seems that this is what life will be like now. Pete and Ariana will post about Harry Potter, about loving each other, and their celebrity friends like Alfredo Torres and Nicki Minaj will comment back in support. This is fine. Their joy is kind of infectious, and it's totally worth clogging your feed. And again, like I said, I've been following their stuff on Instagram, and it's hella cute. It really is. It's like that young love where you're like, oh, she posted a picture where he's holding her and she's like, "I thought you into existence." And it's like, oh, that is hella sweet. That means that you really, really dig this guy. And I really dig seeing the two of them go back and forth. It's not that kind of cheesy romance where you're just like, oh my God, get over it. It's like really sweet. And I guess, I don't know, because like I said, they both look like babies. She just got out of a bad relationship, obviously. And to see somebody giving their all to her seems really sweet, and I like it. Moving on, June 9th, Ariana Grande's official Instagram account becomes a Pete Davidson updates account. Update, they're still in love. The photo is actually from the day before, where the two of them attend a Kanye West and Kid Cudi's listening party in the desert hills of Santa Clarita, California. Kids may see ghosts, but Ariana and Pete only have eyes for each other. This writer is pretty funny. I like them. June 11th, after being suspiciously chill throughout the weekend and probably spending a lot of time raving about Harry Potter and the Cursed Child's Tony wins, it's reported that Pete Davidson and Ariana Grande are engaged. Somewhere far, far away, literally, she's in Africa, Cassie David takes a big sip of wine. And this writer basically ends it with, so congratulations to the happy couple. Their likely Harry Potter themed wedding will go down in Perrymore history. And yeah, I love this person. I don't even know who this writer is. Who are they? Uh, Zoe Haylock. Zoe Haylock, I like you. I'm going to follow your Twitter. She's pretty funny. But yeah, that's basically Ariana and Pete in a nutshell. The whole thing kind of started to take its own life form on May 12th, and here it is, June 12th, and they're engaged. This is like, I don't know. I guess when it's butter, it's butter. I hope you guys are using that term. And I want you to make sure you try to use that term all summer. When it's butter, it's butter. You know what I'm saying? And that's it, guys. That is today's bonus episode of episode 29. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were pleasantly surprised after hearing me say on episode 28 that this was it. I'm not doing any more. Possibly. I keep saying I'm not. I might do one. I might not. I don't know. Who knows what things will happen in the next couple of weeks. But I hope you enjoyed it. And again, I will try to keep myself in the social media hemisphere during my break. So follow me on Instagram. I am Mommy's Media Medium. I am on Snapchat as CoolChica311. I'm on Twitter as Miss Mackenzie. And that is it, guys. I hope you have a great, pleasant rest of your day and rest of the time between this episode and episode 30. Again, take your present self who's listening to something in the future. Make sure that you think about me in the past. I'm already confused again. I'll just leave it like that. Just do an X-Men when you go to the past and think about the future. No, that still doesn't make any sense. I don't know where I'm going with this, guys. I just go ahead and end it here. So that's it. Arrivederci and happy summer. Bye.